We did it. We saw Civil War. We saw Civil War. Woo! Civil War 2K16. No. Anyway, we saw Civil War.
Amazing.
That's what she said.
Amazing.
No, do it.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, amazing. All the hype surrounding Civil War, it all paid off. It all did it. We got exactly what we wanted and a little bit more. We'll explain why in this video.
After these commercial breaks.
After this commercial break. Okay, so first off, this is a non-spoiler review. We're not going to spoil anything. We're going to talk just about a quick couple of plot points. Basically, this movie starts off directly after Captain America, the Winter Soldier. This is very much a Captain America movie starring the new Avengers that we left off with Age of Ultron. Captain America is still looking for Bucky. Falcon is still helping him in this movie. They do catch up to Bucky, and it also breaks off with Avengers Age of Ultron at the end after the Sokovia fiasco happened with Ultron. They are answering for their crimes. They're answering for people dying. And the government is trying to take control and regulate superheroes in this universe. And that's where this movie all kicks off. Civil War.
Civil War was dope. Absolutely dope. Everything about it was dope. This movie's amazing. Like Lewis said, the hype was real. The hype was super real, and it paid off. This movie had just as big of hype as Batman v Superman did, and
except they went in two different directions.
Yeah, everything about this movie is solid. It's hard to pick out any flaws. That's how good it is, and that really is saying something about a superhero movie nowadays.
Keep in mind, we make fun of Batman v Superman. They're two totally different universes. One has been built, the other's trying to build something. We're just making fun because we're a bunch of nerds.
It was fantastic.
You can't... Wait. We have to edit that out. You can't use that word. This is Marvel Studios, not 20th Century Fox.
It was amazing. It was everything I wanted it to be.
You can't use that either, Sony.
Come on!
It was exquisite. Civil War was beautiful. It was everything I wanted it to be and more. The action, the comedy, the story, everything was near perfect for me.
One of the things I liked about this movie is that it's sort of what Age of Ultron really struggled with, and it kind of comes down to the directing. You have all these characters, and you sort of take for granted that you have all these great actors, and it kind of seems like they're phoning it in because we've seen them 100 times. These are like the best performances in these character roles for Chris Evans, for Robert Downey Jr., Sebastian Stan, everyone involved. This is their best performance. This is the best Iron Man I've seen. Mm-hmm. It was so emotionally driven. And it comes down to the directing. And it also comes down to the story. The performances were delivered so well. And it just made the movie that much greater that it had this great story with great performances.
When you just think of everything that's happening, it sounds like it should be a messy movie, but the story is so struck me like so perfectly. We
have two new superheroes introduced, basically thrown in without a real origin story, but we already understand Spider-Man. Uh-huh. Everyone knows Spider-Man's origin, so he can be thrown in. But we've never seen an on-screen Black Panther, and we get a little bit of an origin story, and it works fine. We get like a 5-minute origin story from Black Panther, and it just works.
Yeah, it works. Black Panther is incredible in this movie.
Mm-hmm. That is one thing. Who do you think, for you guys, stole the show more? Spider-Man or Black Panther?
Black Panther for me. It's probably because I've never seen an on-screen Black Panther. Yeah.
Richard?
So I'll give it to Spider-Man. We're about to have a civil war here.
I thought Black Panther stole it more than anybody.
Black Panther has more to do.
Spider-Man, there is more to do, but Black Panther showed how powerful he was, and he was just incredible.
And I think that Black Panther had a bigger role than Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man was on for a window of time.
But you got to remember, that's what the plan was.
Yeah.
They had the rights for Black Panther since the beginning, and that's who they wrote. Basically, they wrote his part for Spider-Man in the original Civil War story.
Vision, when he's in the fight, he doesn't have that much to do, I feel like. Because I think that he could do so much more. And like you told me before, he's probably above all it. But I feel like he could just annihilate and just
Oh,
put
absolutely.
everyone in their corner.
But that's kind of what I like about the Vision is that he's separate. He knows like there's a bigger picture to everything, and he's more like, I'll show up just to help, but I don't care about any of this because I'm not even human.
Baron Zemo, pretty big, like, because I think that he's overshadowed story-wise.
Right. I don't think Baron Zemo is needed in the movie, and here's why. I think the simpler the story is, the more we could have gotten out of it. And Baron Zemo, when you really think about the story, it's not needed. His story is kind of like, you know, an afterthought to me. The simplest story you can put for Civil War is government registration, right or wrong. Both heroes don't agree. One hero goes off the rails. Another is with the government now and has to enforce the law. What more do you need than that? And I think Baron Zemo it's kind of like they needed there to be a villain instead of having the heroes as a villain and people choosing their own villain and hero for the movie. I think it could have been simplified, and I don't think Baron Zemo's necessary, and he didn't need to be in the movie.
There are no negatives for me.
Ultron. This movie is incredible. As a comic book fan, it's everything you want and more. As a movie fan, it's solid. It's so solid, in fact, that you can't even find any flaws, like we are having trouble doing so. So yeah, I'm going to go a high 9 out of 10.
It was, for me, nearly perfect. Action, comedy, story. Everything was crisp and clean, and I loved it. For me, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, 9 is high. I love the movie. I really do. I had a lot of fun with it. One thing I'm worried about when it comes to Marvel's future films, I'm just worried about if it's going to go serious, pull back the reins on the humor a little bit. Because it's tonally sometimes a little bit of a mess. So it's not a 9 out of 10. It's like an 8.5, 8.4. If we're gonna get real specific,
Boy!
No, but like it's an 8.5 for me, just because it wasn't perfect, but it was 8.5 is great. That's a great movie for me. It was a great movie, just not perfect. I did see the flaws when I was watching it. Anyway, did you see Civil War? In the comments, please put if you saw Civil War. Tell us what you thought about it. Please like and subscribe on this video. We are on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, Rich is on Twitter, and Chris is on Twitter, and the Fifth Row is on Twitter, at Fifth Row Reviews. We will put our personal Twitters in the description, because they are interesting, and we got some interesting stuff to say. Hey, baby.
Oh.
Anyway, this has been Civil War. You know what it is. This has been a review from the Fifth Row. Okay.
Teamwork.
Ready?
Man, shut the...
Can we please not waste time?
1, 2, 3, 4!
Okay.